Hi y'all, hope your day is going fabulously. I wanted to just do a real quick brief screencast for you today to go over the Tuckman and Johari window models for you as you're considering how these might coincide with your team building activities, because I know that can be a little confusing at times. So I want you to think of these 4 stages in the Tuckman model in terms of your staff, or if you're on a committee, it would be in terms of your group. So however, whatever group or team that you are in that you need to move forward with and bond with and learn to trust in each other, you're going to want to use these 2 models that are really great, right? So Tuckman talks about the 4 stages. Number 1 is forming. So forming simply means the group is just being formed. So maybe for a brand new staff at a brand new center, for sure everyone's just forming. So you don't know each other very well, and so your activities will be more aligned with simple things, right? Maybe getting together in pairs and saying, so what brought you here? And, what's one favorite food? Or do you have a pet? Something pretty simple to just sort of say, hey, this is who we are. Nice to meet you kind of thing, right? Storming comes down into stage 2, and then now the relationship is starting to build, right? And this is all here too. I can come down a little bit here. So now it's like people are kind of picking sides of who they are, who they like in the group, who maybe they don't like in the group, and their agendas are going to be a little different, right? Like, I just come because I have to come to these meetings or team activities or, team events, and others might be like, no, I really want to create more of a leadership role, and I'm really excited about it, right? So there starts to be some struggles in this storming stage in terms of, do I like you or do I not like you? And let's face it, sometimes people do and sometimes people don't. We don't like when that happens, but it does happen. So the leader plays a really big role, and usually we think of leaders as the directors of the center, managers, maybe the owners, or perhaps a lead teacher that facilitates these type of gatherings and events and meetings and such, right? So we're still trying to get this thing to work and not quite sure how. People are deciding who they want to be and what role they want to be in the team, on our team, right? Just like a baseball team. So then we get down to the norming, right? So now you pretty much, let me go back to this first. So in this stage, you might want to start to get your icebreakers and your team activities to be a little more challenging and a little more risky. So perhaps on this one, you're going to ask not simple surface questions like, do you have a dog or a cat? But in storming stage 2, you're going to want to have more activities that are going to get to know each other more professionally, probably not so much personally. So you're going to say, like, what is your work style? Are you someone that likes to take notes? Are you someone that likes to wing it? Do you come in early? Do you stay late? So more activities that are going to try to get to know each staff member and their work style, right? Their team style, who they are in relation to the team. So maybe this one you could also do let's see what else, a good activity for this one. Maybe 2 truths and a lie, if any of you are using this one. So now people are going to have to share a little more about themselves, right? That, like, I'm a baseball player, I love to bowl, or I'm a terrible swimmer. And then you have to, guess which one that is about me. Well, so maybe I decided to take a chance here and let you all know that I'm a terrible swimmer, right? So a little bit riskier, a little bit more personal, and giving people the opportunity to see each other a little bit better, okay? So now we're coming down to the norming stage. So here it's like people have decided that they're going to make this work, right? They've now recognized that, hey, all of those in the storming stage that decided, this isn't for me, well, they're pretty much gone, right? So now you're in the norming stage. Hey, we have our group, we have our team, and we're ready to rock this, right? And so now you're going to do type of fun things, and some of them already in discussion. You've mentioned a lot of super fun activities, and this could be going out and having fun, right? We're a team. We've decided I'm here for you, you're here for me, we're here for the company, we're here for the center, we're here for the school, and yeah, we've made our commitment. So now you can have a little bit of fun in this performing stage, right? Or in the norming stage. So that's number 3. And then, yes, please feel free to, read through this on your own time. So now you're into performing, right? Now you are really understanding each other. You know who is good at math. You know who's a leader. You know who likes to talk to people. So you're now really performing at an optimum level, right? So if you're putting together a fundraiser, you respect each other enough now to say, well, I've noticed that, Juan, you're really good with numbers. Would you mind doing the budget? Because you can do it. We recognize that strength in you. Or so-and-so, you're really great with people. Would you be the front person to go out and get some donations, right? So now you're really performing. And so this one you know each other now, you respect each other now, so now you can get even more risky, right, in your team building activities. And this could be the escape rooms. This would be a great one for escape rooms because you know who you're going to be put in charge of what in order to get you out of that room, right? So, or it might be where you blindfold each other and walk, through obstacle courses and stuff because you trust each other now, right? So those are the 4 stages, and that's how you want to align them with your team activity. So in your assignment, when you say this is the activity, make sure to tell me how it aligns with one of these stages, okay? So actually, it's not on this one, but there is now a 5th Tuckman stage, which is called Mourning, M-O-U-R-N-I-N-G, and that happens when groups that have been in the performing stage and doing great, where they disband, right? Like maybe the committee's over, the fundraiser's over, or 2 or 3 of your staff leave the center, right? So then you go through this sense of mourning because, gosh, we had a great team and now it's gone, okay? So that is Tuckman. And these are uploaded for you in the D2L. Let's see if I can get out of this. Yeah, here we go. And back to this. And same thing, there's 4 windows, so it's the Johari window. Little bit different though, okay? So this is where you're going to allow people to show certain aspects of themselves, okay? Oh, here's exactly where I want it to be. Okay, so once again, in stages, right? From when you're getting to know each other and then when you're getting more serious, right? So number 1 in the 4 regions, a very open and free area. This is people only sharing in these activities what is safe for them to share. So you're not going to ask. So I've done activities before, and I think you may have done them as well, where you stand in a circle and you say, please step forward if you have ever been assaulted. And people step forward or they don't step forward. Or please step forward if you smoke. Or please step forward if you've ever had a loved one pass away. Not going to happen in the open free area, okay? So, here we go to, so that's the number one. Number two is what is known by the person about him or herself, but which others also know. Okay, so pretty simple, right? Myrnie loves dogs. I've heard her talk about her dog, so many times, right? Then number three, getting deeper again, right? What the person knows about himself, but that I have not shared with you, right? So now this is a hidden area that you want to bring out in your in your activity. So I'm trying to think, like maybe an activity, they do those activities where if you're stranded on an island, what two things would you take, right? Or what are the two most important things in your life? Okay, now you're sharing, right? I would take my guitar and my dog. Well, you've learned something about me now that you didn't know before. Yeah, you knew the dog, but how come music is so important to you? Why is your guitar so important to you? So once again, moving into these areas based on your activities. So you just don't want to give activities that are not appropriate for each stage. I only have till 15 minutes, and I'm on 12 minutes. So I'm going to go quickly here. And then, of course, 4 is something that the person doesn't even know about themselves, right? So you're going to put together an activity in which you're going to say, I don't know, you be the leader, you be the follower, you be the person that goes out and collects things, and you do something else. And then suddenly people are like, oh, I was really good at that, right? I learned something about myself that I didn't even know. So once again, more of risk taking. Okay, so for example, in one of my classes, at the very last class, we share reflection poems that people have written about themselves over the course of the semester. And these are very reflective. They're very emotional. They talk about where people have been in the past and where they are now and where they want to be in the future, right? And sometimes people cry and a lot of people laugh, and you're sharing very personal things about yourself. I'm not going to do that on day one, right? But after the class has been together 15 weeks and have had great discussions and worked together in groups and on projects, it's safe for me to do it in stage 4. Okay, so I hope that helped. If not, please, please, please feel free to always email me, and I look forward to reading these. I'm a real fan of icebreakers and team building activities, and they're kind of that one thing when the facilitator says, oh, we're going to do an icebreaker, we're going to do an activity. Everyone's kind of like, oh God, I don't want to, right? But when you're done, you like it, right? You met somebody new, you learned something about someone, and more importantly, you learned something about yourself. Okay? So thank you very much. Class is going great, and have a great time on your team activities. Bye.